Hello and welcome to a new episode of JRPG Historia Future Perfect. I am your time captain, Evan, joined as always by Space Quartermaster Ryan.
Hello, Evan, you sound thoroughly bummed out.
I'm pretty bummed out, not gonna lie. And really entirely blocked that movie from my memory, and now you you've taken it away from me.
Has anything else ever given you that feeling of despair?
Occasionally, but I think that was just... Obviously, I think there are things that are more successful at making me feel that kind of... There are things that are more successful at making a person feel despair than Bridge to Terabithia.
Yes.
I'm not claiming it's the pinnacle of that, but it is a specific mix of that with, like, the age at which I saw it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You were roughly the age of the main characters there, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes. It hit pretty hard. I don't know, like, the Marceline Ice King episode of Adventure Time is close to that.
Remember You or Simon and Marcy?
I Remember You. The ending of Simon and Marcy 2 is pretty rough, but, you know, it doesn't quite... It doesn't really have it. I'll Remember You. I Remember You. Yeah. Good stuff. The Body, I guess. Buffy episode.
And I watched The Body again the other day.
Yeah. I guess it's weird how my two favorite episodes of television are both the ones that are, like, the most fucking...
Horribly depressing.
Depressing emotionally. Like, not just depressing in that somebody dies or something, but, like, they employ very specific techniques and tricks to make you feel as depressed as possible.
Evan, we need to finish watching Buffy.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
We're like 6 episodes away from the end.
Yeah, we are. Like, it's sort of crazy that we haven't finished it by now, but
yeah. I was thinking yesterday about when I could wrangle you into finishing that, but I couldn't come up with a time.
Well, you know, you can message me whenever, and I'll give you a very honest answer.
I know,
to whether or not
and
I can
was
do
like,
it.
I just like, I know if I message him now, he's not going to be able to, or I'm not going to be able to for long enough, and so.
So it all fell apart, like everything does.
Apart.
Like in The Body.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of other stuff that has given me that reaction.
Any video games ever do that to you?
Persona 4, I guess a little.
That's not a video game.
It transcends video games.
Yes, that's a piece of art.
Unlike other video
games.
I believe art is directly associated to quality. Objective quality.
Look, Roger Ebert is my hero.
Yeah, he made some
Was
good
my hero,
points.
rest in peace.
I feel like there's a degree to which people are looking back upon that editorial with like, oh yeah, he raised some good, I don't agree with him, but it's important to have a voice like that in the field elevating the discussion. And then you fucking read that editorial and it's just him saying like, I don't really like video games, so like I don't think they're art, which is such a fucking fatuous and stupid interpretation of what art is. He's like, have you ever played a game that's been as good as Citizen Kane? QED.
I mean, has he ever played, 1990X?
Yeah, that's true. 1990X is the Citizen Kane of video games.
I want you to do another take of that without laughing through the...
1990X is... Well, it's the Citizen Kane of video games.
Thank you. We'll use that one in the promo for 1990X, too.
HD edition.
Yeah.
HD remix. It's the one that has, like... It's the re-release of 1990X Turbo. That was a really, really, like, far-out Street Fighter 2 joke, but
yeah,
I
got it.
think it landed as well as it could have.
I got it. I'm not laughing, but I got it.
Yeah, I'm not laughing. You have a very precise audience to conquer. It is an audience of one. and it is me.
I mean, the
1990X,
audience,
by the way. Oh, by the way, well, people are listening. That's 1990X is in most recent Indie Gala bundle.
will it still be
IndieGala.com.
there by the time this episode airs?
Yes.
Okay.
So go buy it. It's like $2.89 minimum to get 1990X plus like 13 other games. It's a good deal. I can't speak to the quality of the other games. I can speak to the quality of mine.
No, you can't. You're biased.
Yeah, that's true. I can speak to the quality of mine. It's okay. It's got some problems. Look at them. Look at how happy they are. Killed those Geists.
Yeah, they look so happy.
Those GameCube
Especially Yarn and
games.
Gale.
Have I mentioned how Geist was a game on the GameCube?
Yes. Yes, you have.
Cool. Okay, let's go fight. Let's tear this shit up, Ryan. It's about fucking time that we took it to these wizards. Oh god. This is the nightmare scenario right here. Yep, poisoned. God damn it. You know, this is probably one of the enemies that would be good to have magic for, because I bet they're more susceptible to magic.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you should restart with all mages.
Nope. It is true that it is, this game, I think, is significantly easier playing with 4 fighters. I do not think that was a miscalculation, so...
Wonder if that would hold true through every Final Fantasy.
I mean, most Final Fantasies don't let you choose your...
Any Final Fantasy you can rotate party members out, just do, like, all fighter class characters.
I mean, the more modern Final Fantasy games, like, don't break down in those sort of simplistic terms.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's, like, melee people.
Yeah, that's true. The answer is no, that would not work in the modern Final Fantasy games.
Have you tried it?
Well, not modern, but... I mean, no, I haven't tried it, but I'm familiar with those games, and I know the degree to which you have to use magic successfully to win.
Uh-huh. Have you tried it?
Oh, boy. No, I haven't tried it.
Yeah, then you can't say that it wouldn't work. Yeah. This is like you telling me I can't say Gotham is bad because I haven't seen all of it.
Have you tried ketchup on ice cream? You don't know, maybe it's good.
I don't like ketchup.
Wow. You don't like ketchup?
It's alright, like on a hot dog, maybe a burger.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying you just eat ketchup out of the fucking bottle. Like, what? I don't like ketchup, except, you know, on, like, a hot dog or a burger, like, the only things you put ketchup on. You're a joke.
I don't know. There's people who eat, like, mustard with a lot of stuff.
I mean, I personally like mustard more than ketchup, but, you know, I don't begrudge.
Well, you're ridiculous. You're an idiot.
I don't begrudge people who disagree with me, unlike some others.
I do. Evan, there's 2 things you need to know about me. I hold to my convictions and never change my ideals.
Right, I remember this.
And I condemn people.
Was that on JRPG Historia?
I don't think so. I think that was on the most recent podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. You're just
and also I condemn people who hold different opinions than I do.
Yes, I mean that much we know.
Yeah.
Based on your views on
Gladiator's a fantastic film.
Roe v. Wade. The joke was that you're like a terrible person.
Yeah, I got it.
Who don't, you know, you don't support abortion rights.
Yeah. I mean, why would I? Like, cells are people too, right?
Life starts at conception. That's your feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, the body. No, I'm not. Never mind. There's ways of shutting down.
You know what's a weird thing?
What?
Is how people like are stressed out about not knowing what happens after you die. Because we all know what happens after you die. We've all not lived. We all don't remember it. End point. Done. I just solved it, philosophers. It's gonna be like the stuff you can't remember. You know, when when you
see,
didn't have any conception of consciousness.
The issue and fear comes in the idea that you will never have that thought of, oh, I just never remembered that, because that will just be forever.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is it was forever until you were created. So it's the same thing. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be one day it's gonna be back to that. And it won't be a bummer that it goes on forever, because you can't fucking feel a bummer. You can't be like, oh, I'm bummed out today. This is a bummer day. They didn't deliver my goddamn package.
See, but you're assuming that there is no afterlife. What if there is? And then you're just bummed out.
That would be horrifying. That would make me way more stressed out.
If there was to be an afterlife, which religion would you want it to be under?
I mean, definitely not Christianity, because...
No, that's the worst.
Because I'd go to hell, and that's eternal damnation.
Not even that. It's like, oh, this, like, loving God who thinks of us as his children is just, like, abandoning us forever.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, the concept of the popular Christian heaven does not bother me terribly. I'd be cool living in, like, a cool sky palace forever.
Yeah.
Where, like, I could eat whatever I want, and I could, like, play games. The thing that stresses me out the most, by far, about death, and this is getting real heavy, is not so much, like... I'm worried about what happens after I die, because once again, I think I figured it out. I think, no joke, I think I'm probably on the right track with this line of thinking. It's more that I want to be able to, like, participate in culture forever. I want to be able to, like, see every new movie I want to see.
Yeah.
And play every new game I want to play, and the idea that I won't is, like, rough. That's like, ugh. That's the thing that actually bums me out.
I agree. That was a very real problem for me at some point.
And then that sort of also can turn into, like, what if I don't do enough, like,
yeah,
stuff.
I don't care about that.
Which, you know, there's a very basic psychological profile you could do of me based on that being a major fear that I won't prod at much more. Let's say.
Yeah, that I know that is a fear for a lot of people. That has never been, like, a fear for me of, like, oh, I won't be remembered. It's like,
It's not an issue of being remembered. It's that I want to do shit, and it stresses me out to lose time in which I could be doing shit, or have a setback from me doing shit, just because I enjoy doing shit, and I want to do as much of it as possible for my own personal gratification. It's not like, I want people to carry on my legacy. Like, the people who say that, fuck them. They're probably awful. I've never met them. But, yeah. So that's, you know... That's why I got a lot of projects in the hopper. Let's say. A lot of the time. So yeah, death talk here on JRPG Historia. What happens when we have nothing to talk about? Death. As to answer your question, I'd be cool with the idea of reincarnation.
But what if you get, like... So, this has always been my question about reincarnation. I don't think you know the answer. I'm just posing this to the air in front of me more.
Sure.
But, and it's easily something I could just look up, but I have not yet at this point.
Yeah.
Like, with reincarnation, if you, like, get reincarnated as a fly...
Yes.
Or something, and then just die almost immediately...
Yes.
Like, is there further reincarnation? Like, does...
Well, yeah, I think so. I think the idea is it's a constant... It's a never-ending... That, like, all life... I'm really talking out of my ass here. I have no idea what I'm saying. But... Where's this crown?
It's in the middle. Like, up and,
Let me heal everybody a little bit. I'm actually doing pretty fucking well, all things considered. I think the idea is, like, the amount of life in the universe, or, like, life energy or whatever.
I think it's that one, maybe.
No. Is, like, a constant.
Mm-hmm.
But since... okay. Since, like... So, like, things die a lot. Things die about as fast as things are born.
Right. Okay.
So it's just like life energy swapping from one person to another, and that's why there's not like any direct like consciousness remembrance. At least if I were making up a religion, that's what I'd say. I'd be like, look, there's this set amount of life, or like life juice. The life flows out of something and into something else, and that is the way it works, and that's the reason you can't, like, remember your past lives. But then some people claim they can because, like, they, you know, went to a really cool spa or whatever, so...
Or, like, you know, on drugs.
Or they're on drugs, yeah. I saw my past lives. It looked a lot like, hallucinogens.
Yeah, that also brings up the
Turns out all of my past lives were lived around Joshua Tree.
That would also bring up the fear for me of, like, obviously you wouldn't have the fear when you become, like, some weird organic thing floating in space.
Mm-hmm.
But what would happen if, like, when everybody dies because of the inevitable heat death of the universe, and then, like...
Well, I think then it would just, like... Well, I don't know. Okay, I'm about to get real trippy here. Life...
finds a way.
That would be really stupid if I said I'm about to get real trippy and then just said a fucking Jurassic Park quote. Life is, like, exists on multiple, like, levels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could be said that the Earth is alive. It's a big thing that's an ecosystem that supports many living things on it, just as much as, like, an atom is alive. So what if the universe itself is alive? So the heat death of the universe would result in a new universe being created.
So then we would just continue on, and whatever organic life forms would happen in that universe?
Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like at the point you're saying, oh, life is just fluid and all life is just reincarnated into new life, then, like, I don't see why that wouldn't apply to something on the scale of the universe.
That makes sense.
Somebody give me some money. Right,
I thought you were going to say that we would all
books
become, like, one conscious universe or something.
Yeah.
A la Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Basically, I want my religion to be Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That would not be a bad afterlife.
What do you mean? It's a horrifying afterlife.
The one where we're all just one gigantic consciousness? That
oh, that? Yeah, I guess that would be okay.
That we're all living in a perfect utopia of our own minds?
It does sort of seem like... God. It does sort of seem like the implication of that is just like... It took Shinji about fucking 40 minutes to figure this shit out, now it's just good forever.
Yep.
Like, he sorted out his bidness in 40 minutes.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, like, in that afterlife, in which we're all being essentially uploaded into one core consciousness, you keep your own identity, like, individuality, but everybody, you are now living through everybody else's perception of you, and that is solely, like, the good things that they see in you.
Right.
That's awesome, I think.
Well, good. I'm glad we cleared this up for future
That is absolutely
generations.
better than the end of Evangelion ending.
I mean, let's not shit too hard on the end of Evangelion ending. It's pretty fucking good.
No, I mean, the ending itself is good. I'm saying the afterlife idea of it is...
Oh, it's a more optimistic ending, certainly. Even though some people would have you believe it is the same ending.
Wait, are you saying the living on the dead planet with one other person is more optimistic?
Yeah, and one other person tries to strangle you immediately after realizing he's still alive.
Then says disgusting as if you woke up and somebody was masturbating over you.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be... I don't know, that's pretty optimistic, you're right.
I don't know. I'm on board. Well, these wizards took it to me again.
Nah, Gale's fine.
Run. Can't run.
Yeah, I think this counts as a boss fight, so you can't run.
Alright. I guess the moral of this story
Is power level.
need to level.
Yep.
So get ready, guys. We're going to do a little bit of it in this episode, and it'll probably be the next several episodes. I'm sorry, you don't have to keep watching. It will
What are you
not
talking
offend
about? This is how
me.
we make our living, Evan.
Season 2 has really recently, I think, taken a pretty huge downswing as a result of this game and Monster Hunter, and I apologize. Not all of these playthroughs are going to be bangers. Sometimes the games don't give us a lot to work with.
Mhm.
You could go back and rewatch Kingdom Hearts. That was a pretty good one, I think.
No, it wasn't. That was a bad game.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying I think it was a more entertaining playthrough than this.
Mhm.
You could watch the Dark Souls one, probably pretty entertaining because it's so fast.
I bought Donkey Kong 64 on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Why? That game's bad.
I did nostalgia.
That game's a bad game.
I know.
Oh, so you used to like it, so you have to still like it.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting theory.
Yes. No, I was going through the eShop and just seeing, because I remembered that they put that and Super Mario 64 on the eShop, and I was looking for any
so
other...
a good 3D platformer and a bad 3D platformer.
Yeah, like I said on a couple podcasts that we've done, I don't think Super Mario 64 holds up that well.
I'm not saying it holds up that well. It holds up a hell of a lot fucking better than Donkey Kong 64.
Guess we'll find out. Also, Paper Mario just came out today on the eShop, and I'm going to buy it again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
If we could ever find out a way to
Yeah, seriously.
get my audio recording. I have an idea. I'm going to test it out over the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
See
If it involves making the process of you recording more complicated, it's not going to work. I'm guaranteeing you that.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. You just need to get a computer that has separate headphone and microphone jacks.
Yeah, that would be really weird if that was... And it probably is the only hold-up, but that would be weird if
Yeah,
it was.
that's the only thing that is different from your computer to mine, so...
Yeah.
I guess you could get a mixer, and you could start getting into, like, actual audio production, but that, you know...
What am I? What kind of show is this?
Yeah, what kind of show is this? This is an archive, it's not fucking... This isn't a Giant Bomb video. You don't have video producers.
I really wish the Wii U controller had a bit more reach on
Yeah.
on it to the
I
console.
don't know, I think it's pretty big as is.
It also like doesn't go through walls too well.
You just gloss over my dumb joke, is that what just happened right there?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's perhaps the worst fate that could befall me.
There you go. Like, I would really love to just be able to play, like, virtual console games while laying in bed with the controller. I mean, I guess I could just take my Wii U upstairs, plug it into my wall, and then just play.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
The Wii U is a versatile handheld console. It's portable. It's potable, too.
There's that whole thing Patrick Klepek of Kotaku did, where he took a Wii U on a plane with him and a generator in his bag.
It's maybe the first time I've heard somebody refer to Patrick Klepek as Patrick Klepek of Kotaku.
I mean, that's not inaccurate, is it?
I mean, I'm not saying it's inaccurate. I'm just saying it's the first time I've heard it in person. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of Giant Bomb, I recently ordered some bacon soda for them on Amazon.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the big live show live.
No, it was pretty good. I cleared my schedule to watch all of it live.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I'll have to watch it if they archive
There's a
it.
part where Dan Riker punches John Drake a bunch in the face.
What?
They set up a DDR pad and like buttons and boxing gloves, and they played real life Punch Out. Like with Punch Out, like it was hooked up to an emulator.
Weird.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, on a whim, I was like, I really enjoyed sending them my Novint Falcon for their mailbag feature, so maybe I should start doing that. So I just fucking loaded. I now have saved in my US Amazon account the GB mailbag address, which I purposefully called it GB mailbag because I don't want anybody to write Giant Bomb on the package. And I sent them 3 bottles of bacon soda with a little note that Amazon is writing for me because it's
Nice.
a gift order.
What's the note say?
It just says like, there's some disgusting soda. Evan.
Evan, this is seriously, Evan, this is disgusting.
Yeah, what are you doing? So yeah, I made that decision. I bought an Omnicord recently.
How's that going?
I mean, it hasn't arrived. It's gonna get here in like a couple weeks, I think, because it's eBay shipping and it's a whole thing. But I bought an Omnicord. What else I feel like I made some other big, stupid purchase. Because I currently have like over $10,000 in my bank account. I'm being very irresponsible.
Right, that's from your like student loans, right?
Yeah, it's my financial aid money.
Aren't you supposed to use that to,
I paid
Pay
my
for
rent
school.
check today.
No, I mean, is that financial aid for school? Or...
It's financial aid for rent
Okay.
and living expenses.
Gotcha.
Which I, maybe spend a little bit of that cash on an Omnicord. That's nice. I had a very productive day today where I went to this orientation, then I grabbed some chili at this bar that was right nearby. I just stopped in. Took the bus over to my local bank branch, cashed that $9,000 check, and then on my way back to my apartment, turns out my landlord was just fucking sitting around in his office. So I was like, hey, can I pay my rent check? And he was like, sure.
Yeah, I think landlords like it when you do that.
Yeah. But I thought I was going to have to like call him because he's not here all the time. I thought it was going to be a huge to-do. And no, he's just fucking right there. And then I
You should have just paid them like out for the entire time that you'll be there.
Okay, here's the beginning of a recurring segment called Evan talks
Pays his
about weird Canada differences.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a theme song prepared.
Oh, Canada.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's the theme song.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna go any farther
Yeah,
than
you'll
that
have,
door.
you'll have to do that every time.
Yeah.
So, one of the weird differences about Canada is they attach PIN numbers to debit and credit cards. And the way you pay for things, broadly speaking, are with these debit machines. So, in America, you'll go to a restaurant. The restaurant will give you a check. You'll put your debit or credit card on the check tray, then they'll take it, they'll bring it back with a receipt, and you sign it. And you're done. That's America. That's America. In Canada, generally speaking, once you're done eating, they'll ask if you want a debit machine. So that's just their way of asking, like, cash or credit. And if I say yes, they bring over this machine that has, it's really confusing. So there seem to be 3 types of ways you can use a debit machine. Some of them have, like, the average, like, swipe on the side. You know what I mean? Where it's like you just swipe the card and it reads. I've never once used that successfully. It must be for, like, a different kind of card than the one I have. I don't know. Then there are two other ways of doing it. There is, some of them let you tap the card on the top of on like the touch screen. It's not even a touch screen, it's just a screen. But some of them let you tap it. And the times I've done that, like, it hasn't had me enter in my PIN or anything. It was just like, you're cleared to go, here's your Tim Hortons donut. I was like, okay. So there's that, and then the third one, which is the way it seems to be most commonly used, is in the bottom of the debit machine, facing you, there's a little hole where you just, like, fucking jam the card into.
Okay.
And the card needs to stay there during the whole transaction, and generally the waiter or whomever, delivery driver, will hand you the debit card, and using, like, the keypad on the debit machine, I said debit card earlier, I meant debit machine. Using the keypad on the debit machine, you enter in, like, the tip, and then you enter in the PIN number, and then you hit, like, confirm, and then for a minute it's like, oh, don't remove the card, we're processing. And eventually it's like, you can remove the card, and then it spits out a fucking receipt, and then you're done.
That sounds like an old ATM.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess the reason it's more secure, it's like a more secure way of stopping credit card fraud and stuff. Like, the guy at the bank was claiming that, like, debit and credit card fraud is basically non-existent in Canada as a result of them putting, like, these chips in these cards.
It's like gun violence in Japan.
Yeah, it's like gun violence everywhere but America.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That was stupid. Obviously, there's gun violence in some countries that are not America, but
yeah,
in first world countries, let's say.
Is Vancouver getting any, like, have they been doing any protests and stuff from, like, the Baltimore spillover?
I haven't seen any, but I don't leave my apartment that often. So.
I just did not know if you were if you had gotten any of that.
I have not. All I know is that there were, like, big, it's sort of talked about with hushed tones, like, sizable riots in 2011 after some fucking hockey team won or lost.
Okay.
But that's the only, like, rioting thing I've heard about that's Vancouver related.
Huh.
So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna buy none of this. I'm gonna buy some more armor for my dudes. And we can call this episode.
Cool.
Alright. I need this for, I want to say, yarn? Let me double check.
Yarn has...
Oh.
iron.
I must have done all of that after I saved when I... Okay. Need to buy three more iron. That means I have a lot less money than I thought I did. Cool. I guess I'll buy an iron shield for you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Since you're theoretically the head of the party.
You know it.
Ryan, then Neri, then Yarn, then Gale.
Gotta keep Gale safe.
Gotta keep Gale safe. It's, you know, she's my avatar in this sense.
Yes.
And I gotta protect myself.
Are they ever gonna make that second Avatar movie?
Yes. I mean, they're gonna make 4 of them, right?
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they signed on for like a 4-movie deal.
Jeez.
Alright, and that is Final Fantasy. Thanks for joining me, Ryan.
Always a pleasure.
And tune in next time for maybe some more of this, maybe some more Monster Hunter. I haven't really scheduled out that far yet. JRPG Historia Future Perfect deactivate.
Do-do-do-do-do.